I just want to say thank you so much for all the support on my A Day in the Life of an SAP Consultant vlog. Please know any comment that you ever put on any of my vlogs, if there's a question, I will always answer it via a vlog as well. So always feel free to ask myself a question. I welcome them, obviously, because at the end of the day, when you ask me a question, that's one of my weekly vlogs ticked off, and it saves me thinking, what do people want to see? So please never hold yourself back from a question. If I haven't got a vlog out there which doesn't answer one of the questions that you want, just ask it. By the way, as well, I've created a SAP vlog playlist on my page, because so you can check it out there. I have maybe about 10 vlogs in there regarding a range of different topics, like a day in the life of an SAP consultant, a day in the life of an SAP ABAP developer, how to get certified, and other ones. Sorry. Just to give some background, it is 5 a.m. in the morning and I'm filming this, so I was woken up today at 3:25 a.m. I'm currently having a week off work and just trying to treat myself, so I'm staying in the Hilton off my points, which is amazing. But I brought my mother along, and she snores a little bit, and because I'm a light sleeper and I'm so used to being by myself, it'll have kept me up. But thank goodness though, because I've had a couple of days where I've completely done no branding work, that I'm happy now to wake up early and just get all done. And then obviously she'll be sleeping till later on, so it helps. And at the end of the day, you only get one mother, right? Sorry. So just a bit of side note. So if I am seeming a little bit off, it's because it's a little bit early. But anywho, so the question I'm going to cover today is someone asked, is it still worth getting into SAP? Because many people they've talked to are saying SAP is dying down. Will a career as an SAP consultant be a good long-term plan? Okay, the thing is, right, this question, it depends, so the feedback this person's getting from the question, it depends who are they getting that feedback from. Because to give you some background, so for people, I'm assuming, I'll just say what SAP is, just to give some background anyhow. Okay, so how we have, Apple products as consumers, well, businesses will have SAP products. That's the way I look at it. Very simple. So SAP is a business computer system, so there's no chicken and the egg. The business is there first, and SAP comes along to then just help you do your business. So SAP has changed dramatically over the years. So don't get me wrong, when it first started out, it was R3. I was never around for that, mind. Just to let you know, I came in when it was more like ERP, ECC 6.0 version. So I've been in SAP now for about 5 years. So I've been extremely blessed to see SAP going from, all back end, just GUI stuff, really, just transaction codes, not that pretty, but, to now where it's S4 HANA and it's Fury dashboard. So what is the Fury dashboard? The Fury dashboard for customers is that, you go into Google Chrome. I think Google Chrome is easier, but you can go into the internet, right? And then you get, just this dashboard. So it's just a home screen, and you have all your apps that you have access to. So for example, if you want to display a material, if you want to create a purchase rec and all that stuff. So every one of those business processes is usually in one Fury tile, but it depends. So it looks so much nicer instead of, I moved my foot then. Instead of back in the day, people would have to memorize 4-digit codes, which wasn't as user friendly. So I've seen SAP change dramatically, but because I've been in this space for about 5 years, but for people who's been in the space for 20 years, I'll say, you know, SAP for a long period of time, maybe 10 to 15 years, didn't change that much. It's only lately there's completely escalated the growth and how it's changed. And I think, you know, so back in the day when SAP first came out, you know, consultants was, you know, getting a lot of contract work, getting paid a lot of money, doing all the traveling and stuff like that. Obviously, as, you know, SAP's grown, more the skill set spread, this, you know, there's more consultants in the market and all that stuff. But the demand of SAP, so for example, if you have an old SAP system in place, SAP will only support that for a period of time. You'll need to upgrade. It's like with our iPhones, we can't keep the iPhone, you know, 5 forever, you know. Then we just got to upgrade and so on and so forth, because otherwise it just slows down and all that stuff. Hence why, you know, people, like companies, have a non-SAP computer system, so we call them a legacy computer system. They're like, okay, we really need to invest in tech, we'll move on to the next one and stuff like that. But I think the consultants, who maybe contractors have been in the market, you know, their skill set was, you know, old school. We call it old school. It's not really, you know, that old school. But obviously, like I said, SAP's changed dramatically. So a lot of them know all the back end and stuff like that before cloud, you know, technology ever came in place. And now, obviously, you know, cloud is in place. So SAP's got solutions which is on the cloud. So, for example, you can have on-premise. What do on-premise mean? Like everything is in the back end, so known as a GUI. So you couldn't access it via, you know, the Internet Explorer. And then you can have, you know, private cloud, where you will have, you know, the back end. So consultants like me would have, like, you know, the back end work, and I would build the system, and then, you know, the users would still have the Fury front end. And then you have multiple tenant cloud, where everything is in the cloud. Even the consultant, where we configure it, is in the cloud. Only SAP themselves have access to all the back ends and stuff like that. So I think consultants who have obviously been in the market for 20 years, yeah, their experience of, you know, all back end work, it isn't, as much as it's still relevant, it's not, you know, the latest S4 HANA. And I think that's the thing. At the end of the day, if you want to stay relevant in the market, you have to upgrade your skill set. So maybe the person that said that to you, you know, perhaps haven't yet been on like S4 HANA projects and been like, oh, you know, it's really harder now to get those ERP projects and stuff like that. So I would say, yeah, SAP is certainly not dying. Is growing at an extremely rapid rate, but, you know, you have to keep your skills on top of the game. So, you know, and obviously if you're willing to travel, there'll always be contractor work, and it's always good to know like which modules. Like, for example, right now, let's have a look at SAP EWM consultant contract. So what is EWM, embedded warehouse management? Like the demand for that, because it's still like such a limited skill set in it. I'll have a look how much, you know, the contractor jobs is, just to generally see. I don't know whether they put the rates on there. They should generally put rates. I'm generally interested to be like, sorry. It's always a bit long-winded, but I've tried to just quickly get it up on Google. SAP EWM contract jobs. Let's just see. Usually would say, but I don't know how yeah, so for example, a permanent is 60 to 70 grand a year. it's not exactly much. A contractor, guaranteed a contractor would be over £500 a day. Alright, sorry. SAP EWM contract. Daily rates. The medium contract rate is £550 a day. Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's not £1,000 a day like it used to be. Oh, 1 second. So yeah, it varies from 520 to 740. So it's how you negotiate your rate. That's a daily rate, you know. So yeah, it's not like £1,000 a day they used to be, but there's more demand in the market, so obviously it's going to go down. I would say SAP certainly isn't dying out. Don't get me wrong, when you go into cloud solutions, it does make it a lot more user friendly and stuff like that. And you know, maybe in the future, you know, customers creating themselves. But at the end of the day, the reason why you hire a consultancy company is because we know all the project cycles, how to put it in, how to work well. We have the right people with the experience for it. So there will always be a need for consultancies. Like, for example, even, you know, in our company, if we want to look at redoing organised structure, yeah, we can have a good job, but we would work with a consultancy with the experience to let us know how would we do that change. So is it a good career plan long term? Of course it is an amazing career plan long term. And if anything now, like for example, my next vlog, I'm going to talk about the Gary Vaynerchuk. He's been the you know, a guest speaker on the SAP I think it's SAP Innovate X. I'm going to do a vlog on it. And that's so exciting to show how, you know, 1 second, let me make sure I get it right. Micro tech, like all business facing tech, and macro tech, like, you know, all social media tech will come together, and even blockchains and all that. So yeah. And that's why I'm just trying to say, just be careful sometimes of what you hear, because at the end of the day, some people don't necessarily want to, you know, do the skills. It's very hard when you've done something for 20 years and then all of a sudden that becomes redundant. You know, tech is you've got to keep up with tech at the end of the day. When I mean redundant, like, I'm not being funny. Having 20 years experience in a module is incredible. You know, there's so much experience and you have all the projects that go along with it. That's incredible. But maybe how you set it up and you do your config and then the Fury dashboard on top of it is that little bit of change that you need to go. And as humans, you know, we procrastinate. So you just got to remember, it's just human behaviour. Sorry, it was very long-winded. I know there was a lot of information in there. But long story short, SAP is not dying. Definitely not. And when you say it's good to go in as a long-term plan, then without a doubt. But I think it's important as well to understand that, you know, it's good to try everything. And, you know, when you're saying about going to SAP, what element of SAP do you want to go into? Do you want to be a functional consultant? I'm answering this in a way based off of a functional consultant's view. Or would you want to be a project manager, or would you want to be a developer and stuff like that? So you need to take that into account. If you're going to be a developer, then check out my vlog on a day in the life of an ABAP developer. And then I'll say, you know, if you're going to code it, and I would recommend going more into JavaScript, because SAP with the Fury dashboard now. So yeah, I hope it helps, and have a great day.